On today's show, a pre-production Lucid Air sedan sets a 9.9-second quarter-mile time, Tesla announces a $5 billion capital raise after its successful 5-for-1 stock split, and Ford takes its one-off electric Mustang Corba to the drag strip for some serious fun. These stories and more coming next. This is Ecotricity's ecoTEC roundup show from New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. We are 100% Kiwi and we're 50% community owned. Why not switch today at ecotricity.co.nz. Welcome back to another ecoTEC roundup show. I hope that you and yours are staying healthy and safe. Thanks for joining me. In about a half week's time, Lucid will finally unveil the production version of its Air electric sedan. And yes, as some of you might have guessed, I was down in San Francisco last week getting an early sneak peek and filming with one, although you won't actually get to see that video until the embargo lifts. Since our last episode of this show, Lucid has revealed more details about the Air, including its 113 kWh battery pack, as well as share video of a pre-production Air taking on both a Tesla Model S and a Porsche Taycan at the drag strip. Managing a 9.912-second quarter-mile time at a terminal velocity of 144.4 miles per hour, the Lucid Air is now laying claim to being the world's fastest production sedan. Or rather, it will be when it enters into production. After months of delays and setbacks, Volkswagen is finally shipping initial batches of ID.3 electric hatchbacks to dealerships across Europe. While customer deliveries have not apparently started quite yet, trucks, trains and ferries have all been carrying ID.3s across the continent, and it's likely that deliveries will start in the next few days. Unlike many production launches where customers in the UK and Ireland have found that right-hand drive versions are delayed a few weeks or perhaps even months compared to their left-hand drive counterparts, there are now confirmed pre-delivery ID.3s sitting at and making their way to dealerships in both nations. If you're getting an ID.3 in the next week, I would love to hear from you, so reach out in the comments and let us know what you think of your brand new car. As we often note on this channel, news stories often depend on how they're interpreted by those reporting the news, and this next story illustrates that perfectly. That's because one outlet this week reported that What Car magazine in the UK had rated the Tesla Model 3 as the most reliable electric and executive car on sale today, while another reported that the very same survey ranked Tesla as the third least reliable brand. But both are actually true. The survey, constructed using feedback from more than 13,000 readers of the magazine, shows Model 3 owners reporting very few problems, while those who have Model S and Model X cars are reporting far more, hence the split between the top and the bottom. The survey only covers cars up to 5 years of age, and I should note that Model 3 has only been on sale in the UK for about 15 months. The Porsche Taycan, with its high performance capabilities and similarly high sticker price, may not be the first car you would think of as needing a boost in production, especially during a global pandemic where millions of people are struggling to keep their homes and their jobs. Yet this week we learned that demand for the Porsche Taycan is so high that Porsche's sibling company Audi is lending it 200 staff for the next 2 years, so that it can increase production of the 4-seat sports sedan. Porsche, like most prestige brands, has a production volume that's far lower than most mainstream automakers, but it now plans to boost production beyond the 40,000 cars per year it had planned for earlier this. Next year, Porsche says it will begin production of its Taycan Cross Turismo, a model that was pushed back a few weeks ago due to COVID-19. Another Volkswagen Group brand, Škoda, unveiled the production version of its Enyaq 4 electric car this week. One of the first electric wagons to go on sale in Europe, the Czech brand says the Enyaq 4 will ship with a choice of rear or all-wheel drive, with 3 different battery sizes and 5 different power outputs, ranging from 109 kilowatts to 225 kilowatts. Based on the same MEB platform as the Volkswagen ID.3 and the Volkswagen ID.4, the Enyaq 4 will go on sale in the spring of next year, with a range-topping model offering 510 kilometres of range on the WLTP test cycle. Pricing and rollout plans have yet to be released, but expect a 1,895 car limited edition production run to precede a mainstream rollout. As many of you will know, Tesla executed its 5-for-1 stock split on Monday this week, riding a positive share price that caused the company's value to overtake that of Visa, causing it to become the 7th biggest US company by market cap. And while share prices have fallen since, the stock market has experienced a less than stellar week, Tesla used its gains on Monday to announce a $5 billion capital raise. Not sure what that is? Simply put, the company sold an additional $5 billion worth of shares, which should give it one of the best balance sheets it's ever had. And of course, that will help fund all of those new factories it's busy building around the world. Will the share price continue to rise? Well, maybe. Some analysts are now suggesting Tesla's value could rise by a factor of 100 by the end of this year. Fiat Chrysler hasn't been particularly quick embracing the plug-in world, but this week its Jeep brand announced the third plug-in hybrid, the Jeep Wrangler 4xe. Due to go on sale alongside the Renegade and Compass plug-in hybrids, the Wrangler plug-in hybrid, always seen as a more off-roady vehicle, features a 17 kWh battery pack and twin electric motors alongside a turbocharged 2-litre gasoline engine. According to the press release announcing the new plug-in hybrid variant, the Wrangler 4xe will offer about 25 miles of range in electric-only mode on the EPA test cycle. It will offer a weight depth of nearly 30 inches and be capable of all-electric off-roading thanks to those dual electric motors. Pricing has yet to be announced. While it's great to see Jeep finally plug in, it's a shame that range is a little on the small side, but as I've said before, if it gets more people plugging in, that is a good thing. Every new car has a period following its launch where bugs and problems not spotted in the factory surface in the wild, and sometimes it can take months or even years for all of those teething problems to be sorted out. But this week we heard of a new problem with the Tesla Model Y that's just a little disturbing. 2 cases of missing nuts in the lower ball joint on brand new Model Ys. The current theory circulating is that they were incorrectly tightened at the factory and fell off between the factory and the owner's driveways. But given the issue surfaced earlier this year and in fact last on Model 3s as well, suggests that this is a more entrenched problem with the Model Y and Model 3 production line that does deserve some attention. We've reached out to Tesla for comment, but we have yet to hear back. At more than 7 years old, the BMW i3 is what most auto industry insiders would consider an elderly model desperately in need of a refresh. And while BMW has already killed the i8, it is said several times there's no immediate plan to kill the i3 or produce a new variant. This week, we learned that, despite COVID and mediocre sales performance in some markets in recent years, BMW has actually ramped up production of the i3 for the second half of this year, far larger than its original planned 2020 production volume. Why is this? Well, in part it's got to do with the fact that Germany has recently revised its incentive programs for electric cars. This means there's never been a better time to buy an EV in Germany. This, plus a larger capacity battery pack, means that more people than ever before are looking at the i3. Hyundai and its sister company Kia have always had some rather interesting ideas about how to advertise their vehicles. Of course, there's the Kia Soul Hamsters, which I believe have now been retired, not to mention the Kona car wash ad and that banned Velostar ad featuring the Grim Reaper and the fact that the Velostar doesn't have a door on the driver's side at the rear. But we've now got a new one to listen to. K-Pop. You see, Hyundai, being a Korean firm, has enjoyed a long-standing relationship with K-pop boy band BTS and has leveraged their vocal talents to advertise the recently announced Ioniq all-electric sub-brand. Yes, there's an entire song devoted to it called I'm On It, and no, I'm not on it. And finally, Ford's electric vehicle push has really ramped up somewhat over the summer, and while the Mustang Mach-E hasn't yet launched, that hasn't stopped Ford's performance arm from doing some pretty impressive EV-related stunts. So far this summer, we saw the tease and then subsequent reveal of the 7-motor Mustang Mach-E 1400, and now Ford has published a short clip showing its previously unveiled 4-motor Ford Mustang 1400 Cobra, Yes, the one that's a one-off electric conversion of the classic Ford Mustang, let itself rip on the drag course. Racing at the NHRA US Nationals, it managed a quarter mile in 8.27 seconds at 168 miles per hour. It's unlikely we'll ever see this particular car go into production. It was built with help from Cascadia Motion, but that's not really the point. This is a halo car designed to really light some tyres and fires among traditional internal combustion engine fans. And I think it really does that, don't you? And on that note, we are done for today's show. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next episode. And of course, while you're at it and you've got a browser open, why not consider switching to New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company? They make it super easy to make the switch, and when you switch, you'll help New Zealand wean itself off dirty energy and onto clean, green, renewable power that will keep the land beautiful for many years to come. I hope that whatever you're doing for the rest of your weekend, you are having a great one, and we'll be making some more fun content for you all to enjoy next week. So until then, remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and keep yourself healthy. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Ka kite! See you next time.